Hey, what is up, you guys? This is your main man, your homie, your boy, Frosty Cooler, here with y'all today in the mix for not another LP episode. Almost said another episode of Kingdom Hearts, but no, we are not here for Kingdom Hearts. We are not here for the verses. We are here, as you can see by the title of the video, for a Pokemon theory, I guess you could say, on what the next Eeveelution could be. Because as you know, in the past, Eevees have always had pairs. Sylveon is a standing alone Eevee, which means that either, unless they like incorporate this into 6th gen, which I really doubt, but most likely 7th gen or 8th gen there will be a new Eevee. And that is why we are here today, to discuss what the next possible Eevee could most likely be. So before we hop into today's topic, if you could please hit that like button, it really helps. Also share the video, tweet it out on Twitter, all of that, to all your Twitter followers, you know, tell people, Google Plus, all that fun stuff, you know, share the video. And if you have not already, like I say in every video, please subscribe. It is a big help with me and my channel, and it actually just makes me feel really good when I see people actually subscribing to my channel. You know, subscriptions that I earn, subscribers that I earn, I guess, you know, that people come to my channel and just press subscribe. But I'm not going to get into that today because that's a different topic for a different video. So anyways, let's hop into today's video. So the first thing that we need to speak on is how Eeveelutions have worked in the past. Well, every even gen after 1st gen, every even generation, there has been a new Eevee. We've had 2nd gen with Espeon and Umbreon, and we've had 4th gen with Glaceon and Leafeon, and then we have 6th gen with Sylveon. Now, as you can tell by 2nd gen and 4th gen, the Eevees that we've gotten have come in pairs, with one typing being super effective on the other. So why was Sylveon just the only Eevee to come out in 6th gen? Well, I mean, I don't work at Game Freak and I don't work at Nintendo, so I couldn't tell you. But I do think that a new Eevee is on the way. Whether it comes in 6th gen, like I said, which I highly doubt, because they haven't found data of any new Pokemon in the data on the Pokédex, or it comes in 7th or 8th gen. So as I just said, you know how it works in the past. We've had 2 Eevees every even generation. So Sylveon is going to get a partner. Whether Sylveon is super effective on it or is weak to it, who knows? That's why we're here to speculate today. So there are basically 4 types that I've kind of thought about, and I think that are the most logical. We've had Dragon type, we have Dragon type and Fighting type, which are the 2 that would be weak to Sylveon, and we have Poison type and Steel type, which are the 2 that would be super effective on Sylveon. Now this isn't like a ranked list. I mean, it is an opinionated list, but it's not like 4 couldn't be any higher than number 1. Like, they are still all basically on the same line. I think just some of them are a bit more likely to happen than others. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the 4 typing, or the least liking typing, in my opinion at least, to happen, which is Fighting typing. Okay, so we are here with Fighting type. Fighting type Eevee. Brawleon. Square up Eon. You don't want to catch these hands, Eon. No, I'm just kidding. But if we were to have a Fighting type Eevee, I think its name would be Brawleon. So why is Fighting type last, you may ask? Well, because of 2 things mainly. Evolution method and design. Now I think they could really come up with a really cool Eeveelution, and they have. But you know, Fighting type, it's kind of hard to show that, to show a Fighting type Pokemon without giving it like extra arms or just making it really look bulkier than what it is right now. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know how its design would be. It'd probably just be a regular Eevee with like just a black headband on or something, you know, something around his head or on its waist. So that's why I said that it'd probably be not really the least likely, but just not my number 1 in that aspect because of design. I know Sylveon's design is really good, but you know, some Pokemon that they've come out with lately from Game Freak have been, well, subpar. I mean, 6th gen, don't get me wrong, I like a lot of the Pokemon, but some of them just Aromatisse, but we're not here talking about that piece of trash. We're here, I'm sorry for all the people that like Aromatisse. We're here to talk about Fighting type Eevee. So what would Fighting type Eevee's evolution method be? Well, more than likely, I think it'd be, you probably have to give it the black belt and level it up, because there's like no Fighting type stone or anything, or you probably have to like super train it up all the way, like, because that'd probably be it. Because if you had Sylveon who takes Pokemon to me, I do actually think that it'd be pretty logical for them to just be like super train up the Eevee's stats all the way and you'll get Brawleon. But I think the easiest method would just be to give it the black belt, because as we all know, super training takes a long time, and like nobody wants to sit there and super train for no reason, just to get the fighting type Eevee. So I think the black belt would just be an easier method, but do not rule out the super training method in order to get that nice and powerful fighting type Eevee. Now, another thing that I'm going to speak on with these Eevees is the base stats. As I look in the past, Jolteon, special attacker; Flareon, physical attacker; Vaporeon, bulky; Espeon, special attacker; Umbreon, bulky; Glaceon, special attacker; Leafeon, physical attacker; Sylveon, bulky. Okay, so we've had about 3 special attackers, 2 physical attackers, and 3 bulky Eevees, which means, as you can tell, 3, 3, and 2, more than likely the next Eevee will be a physical Eevee. And I'm hoping it's a good Eevee, because they did Flareon kind of dirty. They could have made him really good, but I'm not here talking about how Flareon could have been good. So what kind of stats could this fighting type Eevee have? Well, obviously, since it's fighting type, how many special fighting types are there? The only one I can think of right now is Lucario, and he's mostly mixed anyways. So he's mostly a mixed Pokemon that you run anyways. So I think that, however, it more than likely fighting type Eevee would be an attacking Pokemon, where its specialty would be high physical attack with probably a good amount of speed as well, and maybe a little bit of defensive bulk, but probably not too much defensive bulk, because I mean, it is an Eevee. It's not going to be able to take everything if you put that much into attack, but I think its main stats would be attack and speed with a tad bit of defense. So what's the name that I would think? Well, I already said what the name was. Brawleon, nice and Brawleon. I think that's just the best name I come up with. If you have a name for the fighting type Eevee, let me know in the comments. But without further ado, that's what I think about fighting type Eevee. So let's go on and move to number 3, which is the nice and powerful poison type Eevee. Now, why poison type is number 3 and not number 2 is evolution method. It's not designed like fighting type. I think a poison type Eevee could look really powerful. I mean, just look at the one on screen right now. Amazing, powerful, delicious. I want it to happen. However, how would that work? I don't know. I would say Pokemon wouldn't stoop down to something as low as you have to evolve it while being poisoned. But then again, I thought about how you have to get from Snorunt to Frostlass, and basically you kill the Snorunt to get Frostlass. If you didn't know that, the Dawnstone like burns Snorunt's skin off and you get Frostlass. That's how it works. And I was like, okay, that's a possibility, but I don't think just it being poisoned alone would allow it to evolve, you know what I'm saying? Because Eevees have been getting poisoned all this time, so I don't think just poisoning it would be enough. That's why I said give it Poison Barb, which would make it evolve. You give it the Poison Barb, or you give it the Toxic Orb. The reason I say Poison Barb over Toxic Orb is Toxic Orb is more of like a Battle Chateau thing, like something you get like as an in-game, and Poison Barb you actually find throughout the game, like it's a normal item, so you'll more than likely find that earlier than you'll find the Toxic Orb. So I think the Poison Barb is the more likely way of evolution. And can I stop stumbling? Yo, I keep stumbling on these words. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like I have notes here, but they're not like all like written out and stuff. So most of this stuff I'm remembering. I just have notes to help me push through the video. So anyways, what would a name for a poison type Eevee be? Well, I'm glad you asked. I think, you know, there's like Venomeon, Poiseon, but I think my favorite would be Toxeon. Not Toxicion, Toxeon. Just because that sounds powerful, and you know, like Espeon, Umbreon, Toxeon, that makes sense, you know. Sylveon, Toxeon. I think it's just a really powerful thing that could definitely go down. So where would I see Toxeon's stats going? Okay, now unlike the fighting type Eevee, Brawleon, like I said, unlike him, I think Toxeon would be more of a mixed attacker, where you could run special and physical. The only thing about that is it would be really slow. Not really slow, my bad. It wouldn't be very bulky, and it wouldn't be like amazingly fast. It wouldn't be like Jolteon fast to the point where it'd still be able to hit hard if you were to make it mixed. So it'd probably have more of a physical attack, but you could probably be able to run mixed if you needed to, and give it some speed. Because, you know, these Pokemon, for Eevee to be good, you know, it does need some speed. If it's not bulky you need speed. Because you got Jolteon. Jolteon is like not really bulky at all, but it has the speed and the special attack to hit hard, which makes it good. And that's why I think Toxicyon could really use to help make it better. You know, it could really use that to help boost its stats and to help it, you know, not be in PU. You know what I'm saying? That's all I have to say on Toxicyon. If you have an idea for a name for a poison type Eevee or a stat spread or anything like that, hit it up in the comment section below. So without further ado, let's move on into the second type, which is the nice and cold Steel type. Now Steel type, the reason it's over Poison type is the evolution method. And I know I said that for Poison type. Steel type is, it makes more sense if you think about it, because we've had Pokemon evolve with Metal Coats before. Scizor, not Scizor. Well, yeah, Scizor, but Scyther into Scizor. So why couldn't Eevee just hold the Metal Coat and evolve after a level up? That makes sense. Now the thing about this Eevee is it'd probably be a physical attacking machine and a physical defensive machine. So not kind of like an Aggron almost, but I think it'd be more of an attacking. Well, no, it'd probably be more defensive. Or it could be attacking. It would probably be even. But then that means it'd be slow. And I don't know how well a bulky Eevee that's not like bulky in both stats could do. So that's why I'm saying that its attack probably may be a little bit higher than its defense. But I think it definitely would main its attack and its defense. So what would a name for a Steel type Eevee be? Well, we have Steelion. Of course, we have Cobaltion. But that's too close to Cobalion, but my favorite one is Metallion or Metallicion, but probably just Metallion because Metallicion sounds like it's just too long. It's too long to say that, Metallicion. But Metallion, I think that's a really powerful name for a nice and powerful cold type Steel type Eevee. Now Steel type Eevee, what I think it would probably like, what would Steel type Eevee do? You know, what would it do? Because Steel types, they're really defensive, but what would it do since it's not going to be maining its speed? Because I mean, how many fast how many fast Steel types are there? Very, very few. So since it's not going to be maining speed, and you know you only get so much points, like base points, when you get an Eeveelution, how well would it be? I think it could very well be a good Pokemon if it's ran correctly, if the stat base are distributed correctly. But that goes for basically any Eevee there is. If the stat bases go well, then that Pokemon will do well. We've seen it before. You get a lot of base points, you get good, nice, powerful OU tier, Uber tier, BL, UU, even BL2. That's how you get good. So it's just all about stat distribution. And another thing, which I'll end up talking about at the end because I accidentally skipped it, I had to nag myself, is the abilities. I was going to give the ability for Metallion, but I'll just wait till the end because I accidentally forgot to give it to the other two. But anyways, that is all I really have to say for Metallion. I mean, like, it's not that diverse, not really diverse, my bad, that's the wrong word. It's not really that deep of an analysis for it because I think it's just a really simple thing. You give a medical, it evolves. You've got Metallion, it'll be good in attack and defense. There we go. We've got that nice and powerful Steel type Eevee. So anyways, now that we are done with the Steel type Eevee, let's move on to the number one spot, which if you don't know by now, you should know, because if you know fairy type weaknesses and strengths, then you should know this one. It is a nice and rough and legendary Dragon type Eevee. Now Dragon type Eevee, here's how it would evolve. Here's its evolution method. We have give it the Dragon Scale and level up. We've had Pokemon make use of Dragon Scale, Seadra to Kingdra before. So if you gave it the Dragon Scale and leveled it up, you know how powerful a Dragon type Eevee would look. We all want that Dragon type Eevee. You know it's probably the most stumbling again. You know it's the most popular choice out there. You know it is. You know it is. For it to get that Dragon typing, because a lot of people love Dragon types. They're so few and they're so powerful. So what would it be good in? Attack and speed. That's simple. Attack and speed. It'd probably just be Dragon type Jolteon, except its special would be attack instead of special attack. It legit. It'd just be Jolteon with Dragon typing, and it'd be physical instead of special. Most likely, if the Dragon type Eevee were to happen, that's exactly how it would be. And I think a dragon type, like I said, it's most popular, so it's the most popular, so it definitely has the highest chance in my eyes to do so. But I think it's just dragon type Eevee would like almost change the game. I know it's just like another Eeveelution, but you know how crazy people would go if we got a dragon type Eevee. A dragon type Eevee. Just think about that. Dragon type Eevee. Powerful, yo. Powerful. Nice and powerful. But like the steel type Eevee, like there's not much I really have to say about dragon type Eevee, except for its name. Haha, I thought I was gonna forget, but nah, I came through in the clutch. What would a name for dragon type Eevee be? Well, because it's a dragon type Eevee, there's a lot of names. There's like Dragion, there's like Flyeon, there's what's another name? What's that? Eeveelution, because you know fairy tale. Yeah. But I think Dragion is probably the most it's probably the most logical to happen just because of how they name Eevees usually. So Dragion would just make the most sense. So we have gone through all 4. Like I said to each one, if you think you have a name for any typed Eevee, or if you think you have a theory for what Eevee will be next, let me know in the comment section below. I would love to read it. I would love to hear them. But we're not done. What did I say like 2 minutes ago? That we were going to do the abilities. Now, I'm going to have a regular ability and a hidden ability. Obviously, the hidden ability will be better than the regular ability because that's just how Pokemon works. Well, most of the time that's how Pokemon works. So, fighting type. What would its regular ability be? Nice and powerful. Inner focus. You know they would give it like inner focus. You know they would do that to it just so it wouldn't flinch. I mean, competitively it probably wouldn't be good, but its hidden ability would be huge power, or like what's huge power is Mega Metacham. Is it superpower? What's Mega Mawile? Mega Mawile is like there's huge power and then Mega power or something like that. Either way, it would probably just get huge power, and in that case it'd be really good, especially because if it's attacking if it has attack and speed, it'd be really powerful. So I think that those 2 abilities would be the best for Brawlion. Next we have Poison type Toxion. And what could that be? Well, the obvious one, well, I don't really think it's necessarily obvious, but I think the most likely one to happen for its regular ability would be like Poison Point. If you touch it, you get poisoned. It's just that simple. Which, I mean, that could be good considering that like a lot of people may just use regular moves on it, and like, you know, you wouldn't really have to run Toxic on a physical attacker. Well, when you're facing a physical attacker, because if they just hit you, they're toxic on their own. But what would its hidden ability be? Now, after like it takes a lot of, you know, special, like not really special training, but of thinking, of thought to give this thing to make it good. And you know, I was going to give it originally. I was going to give it adaptability. I really was. The only reason I decided not to give it adaptability was because I was like thinking about it, and I was like, Eevee, regular Eevee has adaptability. So if regular Eevee has adaptability, then why would I give, you know, poison type Eevee adaptability? I know regular Eevee with adaptability isn't good, but I'm just saying, you know, I'm just saying. Wait, hold on. Alright, I am back, my bad, I had to take care of something real quick. So anyways, back to Toxion's hidden ability. I believe Toxion's hidden ability would more than likely be Moxie, because like I don't really see anything else for it. You know, I think it really could base and use Moxie, since I already gave fighting type Eevee Brawlion huge power or pure power. I found out the name, and since I would do that, I just think that it would benefit from Moxie, since it would more than likely be a physical attacker anyways. So anyways, next we move to Metalion, which is the steel type Eevee, and Metalion, believe it or not, I think its regular ability would be sturdy. Ha, y'all all saw it coming. How many steel Pokemon have sturdy? A lot of them. So you know they will just give Metalion sturdy, since that makes the most sense. But what would its second ability be? Get ready for this. When I said I was going to make these Eevees powerful, I was going to make these Eevee powerful. Sheer Force. Sheer Force Iron Head. Bopping you. Sheer Force. What other moves? Flash Cannon. Forget the special defense drop. It's bopping you. It is bopping you. Sheer Force. Crunch. No, I'm just playing. Let me chill. I'm not going into movesets. Nah, not today. Not today, son. But anyways, yes, Metallion I think could really benefit from Sheer Force, considering that its regular ability would be Sturdy. So either way, I think it'll be good. I think Sturdy may even be better than Sheer Force because you always get to live that hit, and you may be able to set up or whatever and whatnot. Since its base stats, which I don't know, like personally know for sure, but since its base stats will more than likely be attack and defense, you may go for Rock Polish and set up with that Sturdy, or you can take that Sheer Force and go straight for the damage. Now next we got the nice and powerful number 1 Dragon type Eevee Dragion. Now what would Dragion's abilities be? I think its regular ability, believe it or not, I think it'd be multi-scale. I think it would be multi-scale because I want these Eevees to be powerful, and I think a multi-scale would really be a really good ability for it. But what would its other ability be? No, get ready for this. Speed boost or lightning rod. I'm not sure. I'm not done choosing. It's either going to be speed boost or it's going to be lightning rod. I say speed boost because it's going to be really fast, and I think it could be really benefit off of speed boost if it wasn't necessarily as fast as Jolteon, but it'd be a little bit slower. But then if it had speed boost, then obviously it wouldn't matter because after one protect, you're gone. Or lightning rod, so you can't be paralyzed if it is as fast as Jolteon, depending on speed stats, obviously. So those are the abilities I have for the Eevees. That is all I have for today's video. Like I said, let me know your thoughts on these 4, on whatever type Eevee you think is next. Let me know. I would love to hear it. But without further ado, like I said, like the video, share it, all that fun stuff. If you thought it was good, let me know. If you think I should do more theory videos, let me know. Even though this really wasn't a theory because it didn't take that much calculations or anything. But without further ado, it is your man. I am gone. Sub, like my Twitter, follow me on Club Penguin. I'm gone.